So, what happens to this growing demographic that has been overlooked, undervalued, and even dismissed? What do these women do when they have had enough of the violence and abuse? Where do they turn to repair, restore, and rebuild their mind, body, and spirit? They are welcomed at Women of Courage, or WOC. WOC is a nonprofit organization based in Atlanta that provides women who have been victims of domestic violence the opportunity to train together, build together, survive together. Meet Brenda Hampton, founder and CEO of WOC. Brenda founded Women of Courage in 2009. As a survivor of a domestic violent relationship, she started WOC to help other victims with completing education, assisting with employment, learning self defense, and becoming certified executive protection officers. Brenda recounts her experience in an abusive relationship and how it inspired her to start the Women of Courage program.
It got pretty bad. I was with him as a teenager. It got pretty bad. I took a lot of hits and blows. I just had fear of getting out of it. He stabbed me, but not in like in my, but he stabbed me in my hands. And I just had the fear. He put fear in me enough for me to say, I'm not leaving because of fear.
Mm-hmm.
But got some courage. I got some courage and kept praying. I asked God to get me out of the situation. If He got me out of the situation, I would train women in domestic violence because that was my background as an officer. I would train them if He got me out, and He got me out after that last rape, and I kept my promise and came out here and started training women.
Being a member of WOC requires the will and courage to take the journey through a transformation. This journey takes these women through physical and emotional exercises that are designed to strengthen their character, restore their spirit, and renew their hearts.
The qualification to get into WOC is you have to have a will, and you have to want it. You have to love yourself to want it because it's not easy. It's hard. It's hard training. And my thought is, if you can experience abuse like some of the women experience, this is easy to learn self-defense.
The women in the WOC program have a tough training regimen to follow in order to receive their certifications to be a professional bodyguard. This program does not only challenge the women's physical state, but confronts deeper roots of their emotional, spiritual, and mental issues.
It is physical, mental, and spiritual of training with WOC. We help you in every way we can. If you overweight, we help you lose weight. If you want spiritual guidance, I point you to the right spiritual guidance person. If you want learn some techniques, we will teach you that too. But like I said, it's a willing. You have to want it. I can't force you to get it. I can't put it in you unless you're willing to take it.
Without struggle, there is no progress. Brenda tells us why she pushes the women in her program to their physical and emotional limits. She explains why it's important to challenge the women as they are training in her program.
Because I'm pretty tough. I'm pretty hard because I want them to survive. I want them to get out and just do it. Like the commercial say, just do it. And I'm pretty hard when it comes down to training because I don't want to see another woman dead. I want her to survive. I want her to fight back.
Like any organization, WOC continues to face challenges. Brenda does not let these challenges stop her from her commitment to the women of the WOC program. Through the most difficult of times, through her unwavering devotion, she has continued to find a way to keep the program going for the sake of the women.
I faced a lot of challenge. WOC, I'm just not a nonprofit organization for women. I have a for-profit also, whereas I have a security company that I employ male and female. And that pretty much was the base of me having income coming in to help with the women that's coming from domestic violence situations. And I also had a condo that I was housing a couple of women there. But I ended up losing the condo and pretty much lost a lot of my contracts. So I still do what I can do to help out. I never will give up on the girls.
The women of WOC exemplify extraordinary strength, courage, and resolve. They share their stories of violence and abuse.
That relationship began when I was 17 years old. I met a man that I ended up having 6 kids by. Um, he began getting abusive after like a year. The abuse was so extreme that times I was sit in a corner and I was being beat for hours. Kick, run from one wall to the other, kicking me, hitting me with stuff, pulling bald spots in my hair. Sometimes I ran out the house with me and my kids when he would fall asleep drunk.
I was 7 years old up to like 15, 16 years old. And going through that experience, I was sworn to not to say anything because I was going to either get shot or hurt, or that person was going to hurt either my mom. And so I stayed quiet. Nobody knew. But I act out it in school. I was like, I would fight a lot. I couldn't learn. I didn't know what to do for us to reach out to anybody because I couldn't reach out to anybody because I was so scared. I was so afraid. I was so hurt. It was just a dark place for me.
When women are in an abusive situation, they can be afraid to fight back and never get the opportunity to defend themselves until it's too late. However, when some women reach this breaking point, they can snap and potentially kill their abuser. Hear Regina's account of what happened when she had enough.
And I finally, when I got 19, that's when I got the courage and I fought. I fought him. I mean, fought him to the ground. I was beating on him. I was kicking him. I was doing everything I could because I told myself I could not take another minute of this because I've gone through it so many years. And when I did that, that's when my mom and him, they put me out.
There's a lot of women in prison now because they was protecting their kids, or they came to the last moment and said, I had enough of 15 years of abuse, and they snap and they end up killing their spouse, but they have to suffer in prison. And now you're away from your kids. Now you're pretty much destroyed. You feel good because now he's gone, but then you also made your kids a victim because you're not with them anymore. So you have to think about it. Get out of it before it gets to that point. Learn self-defense. He will never beat you again. He will think twice, never hit you again.
Beginning the next chapter in life after an abusive relationship might not only be difficult physically, but mentally and emotionally. It requires the victim to walk away from the life she has known for quite some time, but she wants to leave that life behind. But in order to move forward, she must finally break her silence to begin the healing.
When they first came, I saw a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of tears, a whole lot of just lashing out at each other and doing stuff that women normally wouldn't do. But they have a lot of pain, and coming to WOC and bringing it out of them for them to speak about it, about their lives. It touched the nerve in them because some women never spoke on it. And for them to come and talk to me on it, we bonded, we cried together. It's like they needed that hug, and where they at now is stronger. They pretty much graduated from their past, and that's where we have to leave it as a past. And that's why I'm trying to get other women in shelters. It's a past. Get rid of the past and get to your future. Because your future awaits you. You can't never get there if you keep holding on to your past.
Now that the healing has begun, the women of WOC have a new outlook on life, a new outlook on themselves, and a new outlook on their future. They believe they are able to do anything their heart desires, and with a new family of sisters alongside them, they know they will survive.
And God brought me to these women in this program, and they inspire me by pushing me forward every day.
I'm stronger now since I've gotten with WOC. It's been the best experience ever. It gives you the hope. It gives you the ambition to fight. It gives you so much of a new person, a new character about yourself. You have so much strength and so much extra spunk because you seeing a different light on your life that's gonna happen. And that was the best feeling for me when I came aboard.
This is just the beginning for Brenda and the women of WOC. Brenda has a vision for the program and is committed to preventing women from being victims of domestic violence and abuse. She has dreams of creating a place where women will receive the love, support, and protection they need as they begin their journey to a new life.
I see myself in 5 years having a building to train these women in and to educate these women, get them inside the building, just in one area of Atlanta that they don't have no place else to go and they can come there. I want to help them. I want to put them in housing. I want to have a daycare center for them where they get trained to get out and go get a job. Teach them how to dress. Teach them how to speak. Teach them how to fill out a resume. Just to let them know we love you and we are here to help you.
WOC says yes to women who have been victims of domestic violence. Yes, you can get out before it's too late. Yes, you can begin a new life free of violence and abuse. Yes, you can be the beautiful woman you were born to be. And yes, you can receive all the love you desire from your sisters.